lies a mountain inviting like a mother's open arms. Those arms embrace an entire country. And they offer a rich abundance of resources for all who live within their long reach. The waters at the mountain's feet reflect her glory and give life to the surrounding lands. This county is home to a people who live in harmony with nature, and its name is Yesan. Shall we begin our journey? The eternal richness of Yesan is due to the divine gifts of Gaya Mountain and the plains she holds dear. The mountain itself reclines luxuriantly along a north-south axis, neatly bifurcating the northern regions of South Chungcheon Province. It is the linchpin that forms one cohesive region out of Yesan, Dangjin, Hongseong, Seosan, and the other outlying areas that once saw the comings and goings of sea traffic during Korea's Three Kingdoms era. Its shoulders shelter the fertile plains in its charge from the harsh winds of the Yellow Sea to the west. And its soaring peaks served as guiding landmarks for the earliest ships as they came and went from China. Thus, our mountain blessed the land once more through its vital role in early cultural exchange. With each season that passes, Gaya Mountain reveals herself in a new light, constantly reinventing her image. This must surely be the reason for the constant stream of admiring visitors. Long ago, this was the gateway to the lands of the Tang Dynasty. And it is rumored that Wonhyo, the great Buddhist thinker, also passed this way.
네, 바로 이곳이 그 원효대사하고 의상대사가 당나라로 유학을 가면서 잠시 몸을 피했던 그런 전설이 남아있는 곳입니다. 여기가. 아마도 원효대사가 이쪽 가야산에 선진 문물이 많이 들어와 있는 이 불교 문물이 많이 들어와 있는 그런 것들 보고서 유학을 가지 않아도 여기서 많이 그런 것도 접할 수 있겠다 아마 생각을 했을 것 같아요.
일체 유심조. This is a phrase from the Avantamska Sutra, meaning that the results of our actions begin with our thoughts.
네, 두세 명이 충분히 누워서
It was here at the Cave of Enlightenment that Wonhyo came to a realization that was to change his life forever. In the dead of night, Wonhyo took a deep draught of sugared water from a gourd ladle, only to discover that the gourd was in fact a skull and that the water had been rotten. Reflecting on this incident led Wonhyo to forego his education abroad and instead to sow the seeds of Buddhism amongst the people of Shilla. There is no way to prove this, but it is certain that drinking from the crystal clear spring water that flows from the Cave of Enlightenment reinvigorates the body and focuses the mind on more spiritual matters.
시원하네. 요 물이 바로 원효대사가 그 깨달음을 얻은 그 득독불에서 바로 내려오는 그 샘물이에요, 이게. 그래서 이 물 마시고 원효대사가 깨달음을 얻었다고 하니까 우리도 한번 마셔보고 깨달음을 한번 얻어봅시다.
물이 엄청 시원해요. 시원하다.
Another name for Gaya Mountain is the Mount of Enlightenment, and for good reason. Long ago, it attracted many of the most learned scholars in the land, giving rise to a golden age of Buddhist learning. At one time, as many as 100 temples bejeweled the hillsides, traces of which can still be found today. Finally, we have reached the pinnacle of Gaya Mountain. From the vantage point of the summit, the surrounding lands are visible in all their splendor. Who could question that Gaya Mountain is indeed the fairest mountain in all the land? Deep in the heart of the land, embraced by Gaya Mountain, lies the father of Hungseon Daewongun. Wishing to sire a great line of kings, he had his father's tomb relocated there. The geography of Gaya Mountain has long been considered divine. The umbilical cord of Hunjong, Joseon's 18th king, can also be found here. The umbilical cord of a king was considered the fate of a nation, and so the location of the shrine that contained it and the date of its interment were of the utmost importance.
여기가 또 풍수적으로 그 의미를 굉장히 산세가 잘 가지고 있기 때문에 이런 태실이라든가 그 다음에 이제 왕손 그 관련된 분들 묘가 이 자락의 주변에 많이 있습니다.
Gaya Mountain and its environs are so well balanced that no fewer than 5 such shrines containing royal umbilical cords can be found here. One can feel the breath of life flow over this part of the earth. The peace and quiet has been shattered. This woman negotiates the rough, winding mountain route with ease. As she approaches her destination, she must lift and lay her heavy parcels to pass where the motorcycle cannot go. She is transporting the supplies she needs for the next few days on the mountain. This route is the passageway that connects the mountain to the world. There was a time when she walked up and down the steep and rocky mountain road, carrying the loads on her back. Her puppy has come out to greet her. She is a nun and keeper of this small temple on Gaya Mountain. It is said that the temple was built as a place of prayer by Hungseon Daewongun himself. It used to be a deserted place with just the occasional visitor. Myoryeon has lived here for 3 years now. She stays to look after the temple that had almost disappeared with the sounds of prayer.
전기가 여기가 없으니까 이 발전기를 틀어가지고 이렇게 배터리에다 충전을 시켜가지고.
Life on the mountain is very different from that down below. Nothing comes easy around here. During the first year, she had to search constantly for firewood. That's the only way to guarantee safe passage through the winter months. Due to the humid weather conditions on the mountain, fire is needed to dry out the air. Summer is no exception. Life here is an education through hardship.
그렇죠. 힘은 들죠. 자기 위해서 힘 안 들이고 어떻게 살아. 근데 그게 이게 힘들다, 어렵다, 이렇게 못 살겠다 이런 생각이 안 든다는 게 문제지. 이게 행복이다.
The temple kitchen is busy today, for the first time in a long while. With a rock set high up on Gaya Mountain for a seat, Myeoryeon dines with the landscape of Yesan as a backdrop. The dishes mainly consist of mountain greens. A refrigerator would be a luxury. Most of the dishes she prepares are ones that do not spoil easily.
맛있다. 솔직히 나 혼자 먹자고는 저것도 잘 안 돼요. 누가 있어야 호박도 볶아져지고 그러지. 그래 저렇게 호박 같은 거 심으면 아주 가을에는 얼마나 호박 맛있어요. 그런 거 금방 따서 볶아 먹고 지져 먹고 누구 말하고 부쳐도 먹고 장도 쪄 먹고. 아이고 냉장고도 하고 못 살지 않아요? 그 사람들 나보다 더 잘 먹고 사는 거 없어요.
Far away from the world, the temple deep in the mountain teaches the age-old lesson that one gets out only what one puts in. This is the southernmost end of Gaya Mountain. All 80,000 square meters of the mountain are covered in edible herbs. The ginger plant, the fruit of which changes colors 3 times, Cowlpanax, also known as the wild ginseng plant, and over 40 more types of edible plants grow here. Given their disorderly arrangement, you might think that these trees are growing wild, but they are in fact cultivated plants. The farmer, a father, often climbs the mountain with his son.
이리 와봐. 봉삼 한번 캐보자. 야, 이게 봉삼이야. 이 산에서 나는 약초인데 아주 귀한 약초야.
Kwangsu began this herb farm deep in the mountain 10 years ago. Before then, he farmed in the fields and used agricultural pesticides. However, after witnessing his 30-month-old son fight for his life after consuming some of the pesticide, he decided to relocate to the mountainside.
그때 너무너무 놀래가지고 이 산속에 와서 농사를 짓기 시작했어요. 오염이 안 된 산속에. 그래서 이제 사람이 심고 자연이 가꾼다.
The lesson that was learned then is now being used in growing herbs. For every meal, there are herbs on Kwangsu's table. Rather than eating them only when they are needed as medicine, his family eats medicinal herbs with every meal. Thankfully, his son's health has improved greatly, and Kwang-soo has learned the value of nature through his son.
성진아, 이거 약초를 꼭 약으로 먹는 게 아니라 이렇게 음식으로 먹어도 그 약초의 영양소가 우리 몸으로 다 돌아서 약이 되는 거야.
The environment and humans get along according to the laws of nature. And Gaya Mountain, here in the heart of Yesan, offers up her gifts according to those same laws.
많이 됐네요. 아이고.